Hello, everyone. Let's start slowly to keep the schedule. Maybe until the others arrive, I can maybe ask you can just show if you install everything. If not, if you run into any troubles, you can maybe show your hands or text, however you feel comfortable. But who install Anaconda Python? You have running computers? And if you need any help, we can help you after the session. But if you want to set up right now, you can go to the Anaconda and download again from that scratch as well while we are beginning. And yes, now I will show that. Thanks for asking, Arne. And Arne also will help me. Here is in our social ComQuant GitHub page. I assume you all know that page, right? GitHub social ComQuant. We are sharing all the materials, all lecture materials on that web page. And in that one, we have a folder called Software Installation Guidelines. When you go to that guideline, let me go as well. Then you can see different options to download Python on your computer. And maybe the easiest one for now, go to anaconda.com products individual. Like I do here, but it's a bit slow. And download. It will give the option for your computer. Mine is Windows, yours might be Mac. Okay. This is the first step. While we are doing it, I will also ask how we are, as it is the hybrid version. Let's see how we are also here. Oh God. If anyone runs into any trouble, online group, please use the chats. Yes, great. You had a Saltanat, you had a problem with Python, then you install Anaconda, that's great. And whoever has any trouble, you can use the chats, as I said. Perfect. Then let's begin. If we are all good, or just show me your hands that you need a couple of more minutes for the setup. Okay, I will wait. While waiting, our lectures, all of our lectures are on GitHub. Most of us, at least for the first 2 days, we can say. And on GitHub, you can download the full folder from code, click the code, and download as zip. Let's do that. I will also do with you. So it is downloading. So that you will have an organized folder structure. Does it also take longer time for you to download the folder from GitHub? You are using Guest. How many of you are using the Guest, Coach Guest? Okay. Then yeah. Also, now I'm on Ethernet, but or usually I will use also Guest account. It might take a bit longer than usual. Yes. Dataset or the social ComQuant folder, right? You are talking about. Data, you can just download directly the full, but if you want to go to this, my lecture directly, it is Bacaksizlar Turbic data analysis and visualization. It's the full package, but you cannot just download this repo. So you can download all together, Summer School 2022. That's why I showed that. And from that, I will show you how to reach the data and the folder, specific folder. Now I assume mine is done. I will check in my folder. and it is in downloads for me, then I will move it to desktop. You can do the same. I will copy it to desktop, and it is now copied. Basically drag and drop. And now the folder is on my desktop. You know, my lecture, Ayşe Lokmanoğlu's lecture, Meyeva's lecture, they're all here in the format that we uploaded to GitHub page. Now, are we all on the same page now? Are you following? Did you download? No? I can wait a bit. Yes. So did you find the page, GitHub page? Summer School? Did you download? It is taking time, downloading. Okay. Just show me your hand, and it will be our, benchmark point that I will know we are done. Yes. Really? At least now we are dealing with the downloading. So for Yelena's lecture and others' lecture, everything will be downloaded. It's fine. We are already just 8 minutes or 9 minutes using our lecture time. And as I said, if you run into other troubles after the lecture, we will troubleshoot.
Like waiting that download.
Yeah, maybe I can check the website and help it run. So please don't feel like I am checking, but yes, it's working, but don't be happy. You don't need to Google Colab. You can also use Google Colab. From this, drag and your if you download this package called GitHub folder.
Yeah,
and then drag it to your Google Drive. It will work directly. Okay. To your Google Drive. Okay. Maybe I will open again for the software installation. It is here, guidelines. Python installation. Go to the second step. It's much easier for now to make it faster. Anaconda distribution. Click anaconda.com products individual here. How is everyone online? Sorry guys with this hybrid mode, but I hope you are doing well too. So now just click this one, Anaconda. Evet. Benimki de çok başta dediğim gibi. Download yaptım. Şey çalışıyor. Tamam. Tamam. Buna geçeceğiz. Eğer kaderse bağlı. Direkt homepage'e getirirsen bizim sorunumuz. Güzel, süper. Yani ben Google Colab açabilirim. Senin öğretmen gereken şeyleri ben direkt onu açtığım zaman ama onu göstereceğim şimdi lecture başladığında. Benim geldi, benim lecture'lerde evet. Bunu açma, direkt şeyini açıyorum. Google Drive'daki. Google Drive'dan Google Drive'dan orada da bilgisayar yaptım. Google Colab. Data sets in that folder, and that's why it takes a bit longer. But it's good that we all have data sets ready too. Let me check the chat. Oh, working? It's all working. Yes. Great. Did you download? Perfect. Yeah, one of us reminded me that we have data sets as well. That's why it is taking a bit longer than usual. So I'm going back and I saved the folder on my desktop. Now, whoever already downloaded it, go to your Anaconda prompt, command line, or if you are using Mac, go to terminal. Are we still waiting for the downloading the folder? Yes. Okay. Hızlandı mı? Tamam. Download edilirken en azından at least the next step we will go to the commands prompt for you Mac users terminal, and then we will write Jupyter Notebook. When I write Jupyter Notebook, it shows where the path is, right? And I know that I will reach my desktop from users, my name, Bacaksizlar Gizem, and then desktop. And here is our main folder, Summer School 2022 main, and I click this. Then I can see all the folders that we have in Summer School, giant folder. Let me see the chat. Yes, great. And then I click to my lecture and the Python. And it's loading. Who wants to use Google Colab? You know Pınar, Google Colab? Yes. Did you also drag and drop this folder to your Google Drive? And do you know Google? Yeah, it takes a bit, yeah. But do you know how to use Google Colab?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you are. Yes. Yes, you need to click it. And now for your Google Colab, to reach this folder, you need to write that they are going to go down. These two are your lines. Okay, I have to. Yes, yes, but you do not change the folder name. I will now change the folder name. Summer School 2022 main, because it should be the same name. Let me see, yes. But two of you will run these two cells, but of course without command lines, right? So string, yes. You need to uncomment them and run them. Did you guys download in the deck side? Did it work? It doesn't work? You couldn't download the folder. I'm sorry. You shouldn't be sick. Please unzip the folder. Okay, this is very fine. Just to change the display, and you are not using your Google class. That's all fine. I'm using some that okay, you all downloaded. Fine. Fine, download. Yes. You are enjoying it? Yes. No, you turn on from the icon, no? Why not you turn on? And then right. No. Not that. Okay. And you take also on your desktop, folder from the desktop page. Okay, perfect. Then desktop. Then you save the unzip version on your desktop, right? Not yet. So from downloads, save it to your desktop. Are we all now on the same page? Like on the screen. Perfect. This page. Maybe it's not on your download. So go to the download page here. Okay, check some. Maybe you didn't. Search it out. Yeah. Search it from here download. And the download in the guideline. Perfect. Check this one. Yes, perfect. And then drop it to your manual. And you will change the name you download the design to the main one. So maybe one thing, you have also service one. Okay. Okay. Then I will do this for now, just to be fair. Okay. And then we will work from here. Then I will show you why did you do this stuff after the section. Perfect. Invoice is not fine. Import for hold on. Also, Michael, I forgot the name, but other Google Colab person. Do we have any Google Colab on the online group? Okay, I forgot here to import the library, import OS. Don't forget for you too. For the Google Colab people. Okay, now I think I can move on to the lecture if we all have the same page on our computer. Please show me some reaction. Now we are on Zoom, so cool, everyone running great. Yes. So now we all have running computers so that we can follow each other and follow the lecture. You know the cell format of the Jupyter Notebook? So we have cells. We can run the cells with Shift Enter. When I click Shift Enter, I run the cell. So for you, the best maybe practice is Shift Enter. If I want to add a new cell, I do Escape below. Then there will be new cell for me. Or if I want to have it above, Escape above. Like this shortcuts for you while you are coding, it will be very useful. Now I'm moving to the steps for this lecture. I will just recap the basic concepts in Python, thinking that you know some. If not, we have tutorials from this installation guidelines that you can also go through those tutorials maybe after the summer school. But for now, we will just do the basics together. And then we will deep dive to pandas. This is data analysis library, and we will do the visualization with Matplotlib and pandas as well. So what are the basic Python concepts for the data types? The data type that we will use during the summer school, string. Texts are string. So we can know the strings and integers, which are whole numbers, which means also when we divide these two numbers to 2, I get the 2 whole numbers, right? And I can also have a float, which is like 0.25 or 0.5. Or I can have a Boolean type, logical, right? It could be a true or false. If this, let's say, text has an emotion, any emotion, true, not false. But we can also have ones and zeros for the emotions. I will show you for one of the files, the data files. And we can have complex numbers. Now, we don't talk about the complex numbers, but we can have as a data type 2 plus 3j, for instance. And now the thing is, I define variables, like you remember from your math classes, let's say, what is x, what is n. And today we are around 60 people, I assume. And we write this n equals to 60, and is my variable for the number of participants. And the project name is Social ComQuant. What is the data type of this project variable? It's a data type, is a string. And n is a data type, it's 60, it's a whole number, it's an integer. And the place is string again, Istanbul. And degrees are float. Today is 28.5. It was my imagination from last week, but I don't know today's degrees, you name it. And I want to make a sentence with those variables, and I would like to change these variables and change the sentence as a whole. Let's say I want to give this first variable, it's an empty curly brackets, participants joined, blah, blah, and then when it is X degrees in Istanbul or Turin, who knows where we will be next year. That format, and look at these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 variables. So these 5 variables will be inserted in these curly brackets. So what will be my sentence? 6 shift enter, 6 participants joined Social ComQuant summer school in 2022 when it is 28 degrees in Istanbul. By the way, I will just clear my output so that you can see when I change the, when I shift enter and change the stuff. So I'm going to shift enter, and I'm here. Now I change to 100 participants. I change this variable to 100. And the year to 2023 for the next year summer school in Turin. And I said, okay, this variable, change it with +5. It's very user-friendly. Python is very user-friendly. You can just say, I didn't write, let's say 33.5. I just say degree plus 5. And again, run the same sentence. And now I get the new sentence with the 100 participants for the next summer school. And if I want to learn the type, I can say type, break parentheses, and it's integer, int. It's a short name, right? Now everybody is now shift entering with me as I go through. Are we good over there? Okay. And what is the type of degree? Yes. And now the data structures are important for us. We have lists, which represents an ordered and modifiable set of objects, array of objects, and they are separated by a comma. And they are enclosed by square brackets. I have tuples also. They are the lists that can be never changed and enclosed in the parentheses. And sets are similar to lists, but they are not ordered and cannot contain the same elements. In lists, you can have the same elements multiple times happening in the lists. But when you take the set of the list, you get the only unique elements of that list. Then we can have dictionaries. It's a collection of which is unordered, changeable, and indexed. In Python dictionaries, they are written with curly brackets. So now I would like to prepare a dictionary with, sorry, not dictionary. I would like to write a for loop now for the capitals and countries with the list. List of capitals: Lisbon, Washington, D.C., Berlin, Rome, Taipei City. And the countries for these capitals are Portugal, United States, Germany, Italy, and Taiwan. Now let's write the for loop. We will use a lot for loops for the upcoming days as well. Let's say I have the first element for capital and country in zip. I am zipping these two lists in the same order. When I zip that, Lisbon and Portugal are together, Washington, D.C. and the United States are together. And then I said, okay, print this capital is a capital city of that country as a sentence for me with the for loop. And as you see, for each element from capitals and also countries, I match them and I write in the sentence. And it goes through for all elements. This is the for loop. Can I modify the list items? Yes, I can modify them. I can add with append. I can remove also elements from the list with del, which is delete or remove or pop. Or I can also sort my list or reverse the list, or I can slice them. What is the first index for the list? If I want to get the first element of my list, what should I write? Let's say I edit, I want to add Ankara, like Turkey's capital, to the capitals list. And for the countries list, I would like to add Turkey or Turkey. And now I have capitals, right? I just did escape below, and I'm just curious now, what are the capitals? Oh yeah, now I added Ankara in the last element. But how can I reach the first element of this list? Mm-hmm. 0. Is it T, capital? Yes. What is it? 0, yeah, 0th element, Lisbon. And now I would like to also define a function. I know it's a very quick way of going through the for loops of the stuff, but we need to go to the pandas. So let's do the function. And let's define a capital function. Have the entry points from the capitals and countries from those two lists. And again, print something. And this function can be also different too. Let's say if it's the number times 2, or whatever function you would like to do. Or maybe we will talk more in the following cells to clean the text. Remove some links or hashtags. We can write those functions as well. And let's write this function. I define the capital function. Now I would like to do this capital function. capital. It's the input from the capitals, taking from the capital list here and countries here. And I will run this. So it's again, now I don't need to write for loop outside of my function. It's already in the function. And I'm just changing the inputs. They're all good. Okay. Now I'm moving. I can sort the capitals. We talk about it. We can modify. Let's sort it, the capitals. And it sorts by alphabetical order. A is the first, of course. A, B, Lisbon, Rome, Taipei, and Washington, D.C. And if I would like to learn the length of my list, it is the length, countries. Yes, I have 6 elements of my list. And the countries and capitals. 2, 4, 6. I can have also nested list, right? In your maybe data sets, you can have a nested list. How I can access my nested list? Sometimes it can be trouble. But let's try here. Let's say list 1 is my capitals, list 2 is my countries. And I make them in the same list with the 2 brackets, capitals and countries. And I say print the L. How I can reach, let's say Germany or United States. Is it working? The computer is still working? Great. Okay. Then for now, in the list, I will go to outer index and then inner index. What is the outer index for my countries? 0 and the first index, first. And for the inner index, which level? 0 is Portugal, first is United States, second is Germany. So that I can access now. Okay, shift enter. Yes. This is the first index, outer index, and the second one will be the inner index. And let's change it if you want to. Let's go to the 0th index and check the second. I get the Berlin. Why? 0 first and the second is Berlin, and the 0th index for the outer index is for me capitals. We can also, yes.
Why did we define this one?
No, I just wanted to, we don't need to actually. Yeah, it's a good question. No, it could also stay like list 1. Yeah, actually it's good. I could say list 1 here and then change it to list 2. You are good. Yes. And this, the same, because I just renamed the variable. Any other questions? Also online group, are you good? We have 16 people online.
I just wanted to ask, can you hear me?
In both sides, but it's cool. I can, yes, good point. But I told them already to use chat because, but it's, use chat. Can you hear me? No, Esan, I cannot hear you here, but maybe Sinem is, can we do this? I want to ask about changing the orders. Changing orders, yes. As it is ordered. So in the ordered list, ordered. Within the list as it is ordered, yes. You want to set the new variable to the ordered one. Yes, for example, change the place of Berlin and Rome. Yes. Maybe you can, yes. You can have the, okay, maybe, now I'm thinking, can I have it like list 1? Yeah, it is. Esan, do you want to also ask? But I think I understand, tell the function for it. We need to write a new function. Okay, we don't need to write a function maybe, but I can change the order from the list elements to, I don't remember if we have a specific function for the changing the order, but maybe I can write this way. Let me try. If I cannot do it after the class, I will do the function for it. Is it okay? Let's do this like this. Let me see. This, yes. And also tell me, why do you need this? Maybe not for the capitals, but maybe you need it for your project, other things to change the orders. curiosity. Good. We like this. Let me see. You said Berlin, Rome. List one. Roma, I write in Turkish. Yes, Rome. And then I can remove it, list 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. And then I will write list 1 to the third element. You said Berlin. Because you want to give the order that you like. But then don't forget, if you are using my capitals and countries, change the order for the countries as well. Esen. And then list 1. Did you see? Now 0 first and second is Rome. Third element is Berlin. I change it. But if you want to do the same one for the countries, change the same one for the list 2 as well. List 2 will be Italy. And then list 3 for Germany. And then list 2. Now Germany and Italy switch the place. Okay. Any other question? Now we are, yes. Tell me once more, list. List 2, like this way. Now I understand what you mean. Like this way. Yes, I think so. But now as I change it to Germany, it will be this way too, but it is exactly, if I didn't change it before. Any other ways? Good. Now moving to list comprehension. I would like to have the even numbers, which means if I divide this number to 2, I will get two different whole numbers, right? And I would like to say, okay, numbers times 2 for numbers in range 1 to 11, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 10. And then show me the even numbers. Evens, 2, 4, then I, of course, multiply with 2, 1 times 2, 2, 2 times 2 is 4, obviously, and then 20. Now, I would also like to show you, it's a list comprehension, but some people are new here. It's also fine. So what I wrote here is for number in range 1 to 11, print number, it's 1 to 10. So it reads it already from my list comprehension for each number, and I multiplied it with 2. And as we talked about it, we can have dictionaries as well. Hopefully it's a bit young. We were also thinking how to have the desks. Should we have a desk like for you for big tables or this, whatever you say, these chairs? Hope you don't lose your computers and break them. Now it is the second participants online. We are now losing the second computer. They are just dropping. Hopefully by the end of the summer school, we will have correct computers. Yes. You don't need to say X. Yeah, I don't need to know. I just wanted to number because number is for me intuitive. I just named the variable. How we name it and how we name the project. Let's see, even X times 2 for X in range 1 to 11, the same. It's a just variable. Great question, actually, so that we can link us to the first point. Thanks. No, because it is in the list comprehension. It is basically reading for each element. Each element of for my element times 2 for the element in range 6, like this. Or think about the for loop. So basically, I'm writing the for loop in the list comprehension to make it shorter, nicely. But if you want, you can also always think for loop for yourself if it is easier. All right. Now moving to dictionaries. Then I check the thesaurus for the dictionary. What is the synonym of participant? It's colleague, school, academy, assignment, appointment, fun, celebration. Because we are going to have fun. Okay. Which one is the dictionary and which have the key? This is the key. This is the dictionary. So the key is here, participant, value is colleague. Key is school, academy is the value, value, and I created my dictionary, synonymous dictionary. And I can modify the dictionary's keys and values as well. Let's add the team, which means club. I write it with the brackets. So now I will have a new vocabulary in my dictionary, and you will see it now. Okay, I don't want to have school, let's say, into my dictionary. I can delete that key, deal, and then look at this. Now I don't have school. Yeah. Yeah, it's actually, yeah, I understand now how you feel. Yes, you can say also label, but it is, how can I say this? It is, you can change the participant as well, right? You can change the key value if you want to change, but you want to say the labeling. What is it in our, I'm half familiar with that, but when you create a dictionary, you give the key, and then you have multiple values for that key as well.
Sometimes we give the labels.
Yes.
Same for that, just here, for example, the participant as a whole, for example, the columns are
It is an element of dictionary, let's say this way. And I'm dictionary. Yeah, yes, you can think that way too, maybe. Maybe let's do this way. I can create from the, let's go to these items, and if it is not clear again, I will come back to this. And yes,
about the
maybe
name vector. Okay. Sometimes we give labels, for example, names of the H vector, for example, we give the name as a label, for example, Alice.
Yeah. I have the name and all this in the dictionary.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not the vector, but the label of each element.
Okay.
Is it the same for that?
Key.
Or?
I think you are talking about the key, if I'm not wrong. And for the each key, you have different values. You can have this, like, look, for instance, I have the nested dictionary, like you maybe cannot answer your question. I have projects, and I have different projects in that project label. Project 1, project 2, project 3, with the date and the name.
For example, each vector and each element in the vector has a name label, for example. Move at the edge.
Okay.
And when you, for example, print the vector, these labels they just appear as a label, not as an element.
Like, are you talking about, for instance, think about your data frame and the title of that data frame? And then, okay, array, yes. Yeah, and I name for it. You have the name for it, right? It's a name. Name, or, yes, maybe you explain it better.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not catching you.
I found that example when I told, for example, first element of the district, the participants that come together
with the value color, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you want, after that, you can also, we can also speak in Turkish, and I can maybe understand also better. Okay. Now I want to maybe access my items in the dictionary. For each, let me see if we have also one chat. Somebody's, Türker, you did the changing the lists here for yourself, or do you have a question? We will talk. So now for key and value in the dictionary items, how can I access to my dictionary? That items, it's a function. By the way, I didn't talk about, but let's do this. Maybe it will also help some of you. Let's say I click the tab, I write the S and Y, and I click the tab, and I see the synonyms dictionary. I click enter, and I would like to see some functions for this dictionary. Write dot, and then click the tab again, and see. Look, this dictionary has from keys, copy, get items, keys, pop item, set default, updates, values, everything. Then now I get that items here. So to reach the items, For key and values in dictionary items, print for me the key and capitalize it and write it, this synonym is this value. So participant synonym is this colleague and the other things as we go. And I have for the keys, country and capital. Let's write the dictionary for this dictionary list. I can also have the dictionary list, you know, for each country. Maybe this was I was thinking for you for your question, Pınar, but it's not your question. You get it. Country Portugal, capital Lisbon, again in the list of dictionaries. I know these are very basic maybe for some of you, but this lecture's goal is to make everyone in the same level, at least some level for the Python basics. So if it gets boring, you can also move to maybe Pandas section or something else. Now we have nested dictionary. For the nested dictionary, I have my, let's say, project 1, data science for social good Europe. It was in 2017. What was my role? And maybe project 2, I have the other projects in 2018. What was my role? And then I would like to give for the project 3 as well, social ComQuant project in 2020 as a researcher. Then I write the list nested dictionary, project 1, project 2, project 3. And these are my projects in the dictionaries. And then if I want to access the dictionary item again, like how we accessed in the list, then dictionary first outer key and then inner key. Let's say I would like to reach the years of my project, project 1. Outer key is the project 1 and reach the year 2017. You can also change this to another item here, role, project manager, or project 2 here, project manager. Now conditionals, if and else, right? If and else statement allows for conditional execution of a statement or group of statements based on the value of an expression. So let's say I have a range, A is again 1 to 11. And for elements in A, if this element divides to 2, it's an even. If not, it's an odd number. Right? So what I would see, 0, 1 is odd, 2 is even, 3 is odd, right? 4 is even. I see this if and else function. If and else statement, sorry. For element A in range. Let's look at this. Maybe as a reminder for you when I'm gonna do this. Wait. By this point, do we have any other question? By the way, for this. We had this, right? After nested dictionary. And you want to write this one. Here, my thing is not X, it's A. And again, I give the same range. A times 2 for range. Yes. Can I write this to the print? I'm not sure now what I'm doing, but let's see. No. This just gives this for A in range this. Print element. Maybe I will. Can I do this after the thing because it's in my. But I will do it for you. Let me write my function. Right. A list comprehension. You will come to this. Now just move to, we have half an hour, let's move to pandas. Import pandas as PD. This is the library. Yes, and it is a shortcut to the pandas, PD. And it is a data structure with the IDs like rows from the first row to the end row. Which one is the showing the index? And for the columns you have, right? For each column you have series. And which makes it data frame. And let's have an example, for instance, here, the data frame example. We have name, team, number, let's say all these column names, position, age, height, weight, college, salary. And here are the columns. First column, here are the, rows. 0th row, first row, second row. And these are also our index labels. And sometimes we have also missing values in the data frame. You might have it, there are none. And the other ones are your data points like integers or float, other stuff that we show, right? Boolean numbers, Boolean values, true or false. Let's create then a data frame. Now, if you are all here with me, yes. We created the data frame, pandas PD.data frame. And I give the first column name date, like to create, summer school program. Today is the 25th of July, and then we have 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. And for each time, I just wanted to have another also column called number of lectures. For today, we know that we will have 2 lectures. Tomorrow, we will have 3, then 2, then 1, So now we have a program DF data frame. We have dates and we have number of lectures. And these are what was done. They were the index labels. Can I also see the data types of this, values from the program data DF data types? Yes, .d data types. I have the date as an object. And number of lectures are integers. But when I have the data type, I can also change this object item to date time object. When we want to have a plot or some analysis, not to keep them all as a string, we would like to change them to date time. So program df, date, PD to date time, program date. And now I will see date time as their, type. And now, yes, dates. Look at the dates. It's again the 25th, 26th, 7th, 8th, 29th. And what if I had, let's say, missing value or mixed entries? You might have it when you have a large scale of data sets. You might have some missing items or wrong, like mistyped anything. Then can you do again this changing to date time? Let's create this. I wrote the X. I can say that, okay, if you run into any errors, ignore them. This is it. Errors equals to ignore. And look at the dates. Now I have as X, it didn't give me any error. But if I didn't write this, it says unknown string format X. So I need to write if you have missing values. You might run into these things, these problems. And of course, Command Z, Command V, they work here too. Yes. You can have you can drop the none value. There is drop now if you want. If you want to change the X value to none, you can change that. If you know that where it is, you can change X to none. But maybe in PD date time, when it is not changing, that can be also something to write as none. Like I need to check that, but there must be something like this too. If there's any missing values or something, just show it as none, like for all of them, for instance, if it is too much, yeah, I will check that function. We will, I will show it. It's a good point. Let me edit here. Yeah, show it as none, not X. Yes, you will. And then can you get also from the date time value? Now I change it. Now we have again the full date time. They are there. And yes, then you can do the PD to date time. It can be date. And then you can only get the year of the value. This is PD date dot DT to period year. Or DT dot month or the day only. And then look at this, my program DF now. You can have the year only, month, and the day only. It is coming from the date time function. And here also, you can also get the week of the year or day of the week. How can I map the day of the week, for instance, to my column? You can get from the ISO calendar. There's a function from the DT. This is the ISO calendar, that week. And day of the week is starting from 0, not from the 1. We say always the first day is Monday, but in the computer language, it's the 0th day is Monday. Then Tuesday, Wednesday. So we have like 6 is the Sunday. And then I would like to map this to this dictionary. So map my weekdays to the date of week map. And now I also have the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for my summer school program. And let's say if you would like to calculate your age or your data, you have the users and you would like to calculate their age for the full column. How can you do that? You can know the today's date from the PD to date time is today. And I know my birthday, let's say 14th of March, 1997. And I change it to strip time birthday. It's just to take the day. This is the format, by the way. Day, month, and year. And get only the year for me. Birthday underscore date dot year. And how can you, of course, calculate it? From the today's year minus your birth year, it will give you your age. And you can do this for the full columns when you want to work on, or the users. When they join, for instance, Twitter users, you are interested in how, how long they have been on Twitter. There's join time, join dates time, and then you can calculate from that time. And now reading the data part. So I will now share today 2 data sets, but we have also more data sets for you prepared. Yelena already mentioned. We have also Turkish Twitter data sets that who would like to work on it, we will prepare. And we can work on networks or some others as we go along during the summer school. But now it is coming from a semi-eval task. They already annotated the tweets. It was also from Melek's lecture from the workshop this year for the emotion detection. So we have the data example for you. For each tweet, we will get the 6 emotion and then which emotion this tweet has. And this data is under my data folder. So this is my data path. Data slash, you can also name it differently. It depends, how you name your folders, but this is your data path. And in Pandas, it is PD, right? PD dot read CSV is reading the CSV file. You might also have Excel, TXT, CSV, all these different formats, right? Please check out this Pandas. I give you the links here, but there can be also other types of other formats of your file names. Then check how to read them. For now, we are showing it TXT, and I'm separating it with tab. And I'm reading this from the data path, emotion Twitter underscore data example.txt. Let's check the first 5. If I want to see the first 5 elements, df.head. If By default, it shows you 5 elements. If you want to change it, it can be even 2 or 3, you see. But by default, it is 5, as I said. Or you would like to see the tail of your data frame, the last 5 elements, you can write df.tail. So look at this. Okay, I have what I have in the columns: ID, tweet, and 6 different emotions: anger, disgust, fear, joy, sadness, and surprise. Let's go. I want to also see this way. df.column. I can also get this column names like this, dot columns. Let me just make this, because I cannot see the tweets here fully. Pandas has an option to make the display to the max column width, and you can change this. By default, it is 50. Let's make it 500 and check the df tail. Now I can see a bit larger tweet column. And let's say I would like to get only the joyful tweets. How can I get it? We have zeros and ones for each of them, right? They are labeled already, annotated already for us. So I would like to get the joy. And if joy is 1, of course, I will get the joyful tweets. Let's write df.joy equals to 1. And I would like to see the joy head. Now I get only the joyful tweets. Witness pure beauty from feed Lauderdale, solar eclipse in 2017, great way to end the night, morning, whatever, but I only see the joyful tweets here.
Is the distinction between the comparison equals?
Yeah, exactly. This is equal sign, like it means this is, you know, I'm looking for the ones only, right? Are you saying this? It's not equal to, yeah, exactly, good point. So if it is like coming from that, like, because I have zeros and ones, and it's not like writing the function x plus y equals to y equals to 5. It's different now, which is a comparative thing. So I write 2 times equals to get this 1 only. If I write the zeros, I get the 0 only from the joy. All good. Sorry? Yeah, not equal. Yes, exactly. One of us told not equal can be showed also with exclamation mark equal 0. Not equal 0, 1, or not equal 1, I can get the zeros once. Okay, if I would like to get the position of the row, let's say an index starts with 0 and you want to access it, there's also elog. And I would like to get the, let's say, when I say -1, which element it gives me. From the last part, right? Just before, yes, exactly. Name, it is, and if I want to access this with log, it's 780. It's the same. I get the same accessing with the data. And if you like to see the shape of your data frame, let's say how many rows, how many columns you have, you can check it, df.shape. You have 781 rows and 8 columns. Is this correct? Yes. Here, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns. Yes. And I know the length of my also df is 781. If you like to get the basic statistics, df.describe. Then you know the count of your data frame and mean values for each, like what is the mean value of anger, mean value of disgust, fear, joy, sadness, surprise, or what is the standard deviation, mean value, 25% of the value, and then 50, 70, and what is the maximum value? For all, maximum is 1. For all, minimum is 0, right? Because we know that it's 1, 0, and then we get the mean value, average value of all. And here I can also get this df.mean for all of them. Anger is 0.08, disgust is 0.04. Basically, the most tweets are with joy highest one is 0.38, 35, yeah, 39. Yes, yes, exactly. When I do the DF mean, it doesn't show me ID column, as you say, or tweets. It just shows with the numbers. And now, if you, let's say you will do this a lot during this week, you will do your analysis, machine learning analysis, you will get this, maybe annotations, detection for emotions. And now you would like to do the data analysis, visualization, right? Like you would like to see maybe histogram of each emotion, or what is the, over time, if I had here now the other data frame example, other data example, we'll have the date time. So we can see the over time analysis, how number of tweets change over time, how emotion changed over time, or what is the, this histogram for each emotion, how many emotions I have. Let's do this. So we use matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. It's a shortcut for the visualization, and matplotlib as MPL, sorry. And df.sum. So I sum all, like anger, disgust, fear, joy, sadness, surprise, and plot them. And plot.x label, I will change it to emotions. It will show, y-axis is count. Then I can change also the tick size, everything. And I can also save this figure to the figures folder with the name that I would like to give for this file. Under figures, emotion, histograms. Let's see what it shows. And I can save this image to PDF, CVG, any EPS, any format, high resolution as well. You can save these figures to high resolution. And we saved it to the figures folder. I think, yeah, even though we spent so much time, we will finish maybe sooner. Okay, now we talked about this function. Now we will talk about this regular expression more on Friday. Ali Hoca told us. He will go into this detail more, but I will just want to show you some clean tweets. And also I know from Yelena's case studies, she will have more functions, how to do pre-processing for that. This is just a quick intro for the regular expression. Let's import this regular expression library, import re, and I would like to define a function for cleaning tweets. So for each tweet, like each column, when I have that, clean these things, clean the tweets, remove the links, starting from www and without any space. This means that basically replacing these values with nothing. It could be also space if I enter the space or something. Now delete this part. Or if my link starts with HTTP or HTTPS, remove that part as well, clean the tweets with that. Or if there are any punctuations, start of a string or not a word with space, delete as well, this part, remove that part. And or if any digits with D is digits, plus any type of digits, remove, replace with this as well. So this is the function we write. So whatever enters this function, I write, let's say clean tweets. It will do this for each row. I have df.tweet, for instance, you know this, df.tweet, I access them, all the tweets. And I would like to apply this function to each row of the tweets. Yeah. That's good. I define a new, column, which is called clean tweets. And df tweet.apply clean tweets. I apply basically the function. What was the function name? Clean tweets. Here. I apply it. And now, as we have just short, small data frame, 781, super quick, of course. And then check the values, first three. We don't have any. You'll see here, for instance, I had add something here, so it removed all of them. Now I have another data set. Charlottesville protest data set that I worked during my PhD. We collected tweets from Charlottesville protests with specific hashtags from the specific timeline of the protest, a 1 week of protests with specific keywords and hashtags, as I said. But for this project, I just get the random sample of it. And we use LIWC dictionary-based algorithm to detect the anger of the tweets. You can also get the risk value, anxiety, other things. I saw that also Yelena will show you these two dictionaries all for each detection. Here we will see the emotion anger, how it changed over time, maybe with the risk, or how tweets change over time. This temporal analysis. So we read again. And these are my columns: date, user, tweets, likes, retweets, followers, friends, anxiety, anger, sad, risk. These are the ones we are available. Again, we changed the date time format. And the length of my protest tweets are around how many? So I have 46,497 tweets. How can I count per day the tweets? There's another function called group by. You can group by date. So if I group by the all tweets and count them, I can get, of course, per day, number of tweets per day, right? It's a group by, yes, by the date. And then I count. Look at this. I have dates and tweets. By the way, I forgot to mention, we have also two CSV. You can, save these data frames to CSV. See? It's taking a bit time. I click the escape. Here to CSV, and I know the data path. Where did I read the data? I know the data path. I know the name, for instance, but I can change, of course, now for the, where am I? Here. And this data sample per day. Now I know that in the data, I have per day CSV, dates, and tweets.
Why do we have?
Yes. These things, let me show you how it is, if it's this one. Yes, yes, to tweets counts. It's like data frame to get it as the column fully. Let me show you if you don't do what with it. Or let's go one by one. This is it. So with these tweets, you get this columns, and you can group by the user. Sorry, now I'm in the user count. Sorry, your question. Also, it's also the same, because we were doing it here by tweets. You are asking the same question here as well. So I am taking it for the DF tweets columns as a data frame, like from the DF columns. Let me show you again. And then group by function, which works like that. And or you can do this way too. Let me show you, just from the protest tweets. Let's say you use only the protest DF. And group by date. And count. But I just wanted to have only the tweets column. I gave it the other way around that you saw. You can also do this too, here. Okay, you want to access something, but the count is the same. You can get the mean value for the, you know, every day, what is the mean value? Can I get it? Get date, let me see. Because tweets cannot be just strings. The mean value of the likes, number of number of retweets, number of followers I can get. But of course, I cannot get the mean value of the tweets. I can get the mean value of count of the tweets. Maybe per if I had the R by R, per R, mean R, other stuff. Let's go. And let's say I have the user information, and I would like to get the unique users per day. And for this one, I mask the user names, user IDs for the privacy reasons. So you see these names as user 0, user 100 something. But of course, they have IDs, unique IDs from Twitter. What we can do, we can group by user and then count the tweets. How many? Sorry, we are here. Group by the date, check the users and number of unique users per day, and user count per day. So you remember I had like 65 here. You can see this. I have 65 tweets and 61 users. So everybody just maybe tweeted once, maybe a couple of them tweeted twice or 3 times. I might be interested in this. How many tweets per user, to see the activities per user, so it changes. So user counts, and let's get it here. First, the tweets over time, then user, and then the anger emotion. So we have now 10 minutes. I think we are good with the time. Sorry. So now we define the tweet count per day, right? And then plot. You can change the colors depending on your choice, and user count per day, and then protest dates, and then tweets and users, and then save it to the PDF or CVG. I get it. Okay, I would like to see users and tweets. We have more tweets than, of course, number of users. Like around, after the first day of the protest, the number of tweets, of course, jumped, and they were, decreasing, same as the number of users. Some users are very active, maybe writing the tweeting like 30 times, 40 times, maybe some media channels, but regular users once in a day or twice a day. Let's see here number of tweets users, what I was talking about. This graph is like power law. What I wanted to show you, number of tweets. Yeah, most people, they just tweeted once, like 25,000, just one. Like 35 times of tweets, only one user tweeted 35 times. So I can plot this if you are interested in the user behavior. Some of you said news consumption per user. You can check this type of analysis. Are we good? Are you good online, everyone? No. Okay, now we have anger detected by this dictionary algorithm. From the dictionary-based algorithm, we get the anger and we get the risk for each tweet. And I'm curious how the maximum anger and maximum risk were during the protest time. And can I get this per date? Yes, yeah, okay. Group by, have the anger and risks, group them by date, know it per day because I'm looking per day, and get the maximum value of it, and have the reset the indexes for the having the index in the data frame, and of course change date to date time format for the graphs too. And now for the scatter plot, I showed you histogram, we show like with the lines. Graph now it is scatter, show in the x-axis the dates, y-axis show the anger, but also have some color map for the risk factor for each tweet. And of course, I'm looking at maximum values for it. And it is from the 0 to 100 for each value. Let's look. So the First day, the anger was 10. The second, third, fourth, and fifth day was around 30. The colors are showing like 0 for the risk. 0 is the dark, and when risk is high, it is getting, the orangish color. So the third day, the risk is high, anger is high. The last day, anger is high, but the risk was low, according to risk over time. It is here for the graph you are saying, or just annotation-wise are you asking? It is coming from the, social, there's a dictionary, and in that dictionary, if you use this, for instance, these risky terms or anger for swearing, other stuff, then this is anger, and they label it by that. We will go into, I think, maybe in that for this upcoming lectures more for the textual words. This was dictionary based, but of course we will have machine learning algorithms for the specific emotions as well. This is the later topics. For this one, I was thinking you are also asking how I plot the risk. Risk is coming from here, but the risk detection or anger detection is coming from the emotion detection from the dictionary, linguistic word count. Okay, perfect. BS is data frame shortcut BS, but it's very good question. Let's go back to anger risk BS. I was thinking maybe I'm repeating myself, but your question reminds me it's better to go than this way. We had protest BS, right? For the how I read my protest BS. Protest BS is the protest data frame. I read it from the data pack, which is CSV, Charlotte 50,000 protest data sample. It's my old data sample. Remember that protest BS, how it looks like from the head. Maybe it could be good to show. Let's say 10. How it looks. We have date, we have users, we have screen slides, we followers, friends, anxiety, anger, sadness, and risk. This is your full data frame. And then I calculated anger data frame here, anger risk data frame. What is it? Protest data frame, get the anger and risk column, group down by date, and get the maximum value. This is the new anger risk BS that I did it for the class. Yeah, I made it new variable for this data frame. You didn't like to, if you don't want, you don't need to rename it. You can only use this one for your plot, for instance. But this is easy way for maybe for teaching purposes for showing it as well. But let me show you also here. But what is this anger risk? Yes. Each day I have maximum anger, maximum risk. And then, as it is scatter plot for the x-axis is state, y-axis is anger, C is for the color map, C color map thing, getting from the risk, and C map is the C map types we have. And here I give you the references. If you want to use different color codes, you can check it out. I just thought the heat for the risk is good, so reddish color. I chose that one, and this is the plot. Now we have a little bit more time. Do you have any other question? And if you need help from the Jupyter notebook, you can write help and write the function, for instance, pandas, description. It is already built in, or always go to, tutorials and other stuff we prepared. Yes. Basically, this is the section. It's linguistic inquiry word count section for specific word. If let's say this text has specific word, it is risk. If this word has, let's say, for the anger, I'm angry, I'm frustrated, overwhelmed, this type of, this from psychologists, linguistics people, they define the dictionary. From their dictionary, you have those word counts. According to that, they give the number for each risk and anger. But I didn't go into that detail. I'm in the analysis point. In this section, in this lecture, I didn't go into that point. But this is the line if you're interested in. I think in you are sharing, Yelena, if I'm not wrong. Is it in this one? Resources sentiment, yes. Yes. And here the categories from the LIWC 2015 categories, for instance, they are different. If you use V, I, you believe, when you run this LIWC on your texts, you get these values for each text. And LIWC, word count, dictionary. Documentation. I can also give this into the thing when I update the lecture notes with your answering your questions as well, adding those lines. Yes, it might help. Okay, I will add that to the GitHub as well. Any other questions? From the online group? No? Let me see the face. Yes. Do we have any questions from the online group? No question? Hasan? Okay, great. All good then. Perfect. No? From Mirda. Then this is done. It's 12:30 already. Thank you, everyone.